Hello, this is Jude Wedgwood, your Japanese correspondent. Over there, you might be able to see what looks to be a tower in the middle of Tokyo. That is Tokyo Tower. As I found out later, this is not Tokyo Tower, this is very much the Tokyo Skytree. This is Tokyo Tower. This is the Tokyo Skytree. Now look carefully because it's very easy to get them confused. And you'll notice they look exactly the same. That's right guys, I am in Japan bringing you the hottest and freshest news that the Japanese archipelago has to offer. This just in, breaking news, I'm overwhelmed. I'm so woefully underprepared for this. Speaking of news actually, I arrived in Tokyo yesterday and immediately, and I mean immediately, 5 seconds after getting my suitcase, I was interviewed for Japanese television. It was like a 15-minute segment for this channel. He was asking me questions about why I was visiting, about what I liked about Japanese temples, to which I replied, they have very beautiful architecture, which was then mistranslated as because I'm an architect, and I then had to role play as an architect for the rest of the interview. They also asked why I was smiling so much, to which I replied, because on the inside I am terrified. Which was true, and to be honest my start to the trip didn't become any less ropey from there, as between the airport and here I managed to get on the wrong train twice and ended up not really knowing where I was. As it turned out, the mistake that I had made was to get the train to Asakusa rather than Asakusa-bashi. So to be fair, it's a very easy mistake to make. And I didn't go too wrong, I was only about 40 minutes walk away from where I should have been. It was also quite a fun detour, even if I did desperately need a poo the entire time. Hey guys, Deadest Trimmers here. I'll be honest, I have no idea what I'm doing. Whoa, what the hell is this? That's sick. Am I doing a festival right now? Is this my first festival? This is so pretty. I also just signed up for a petition to protect Japan's oceans. The lady was really passionate. I couldn't say no. I don't know what's happening. I now know that this was Senso-ji Shrine, arguably the most famous temple in the entirety of Tokyo, so I probably should have known what this was, but that's the thing. As I said before, I'm woefully underprepared for this trip, and more than that, I'm just very inept at travelling, so coming to Japan on my own was never going to be smooth sailing from the beginning. And there's no finer example of that as when I tried to get my fortune told at the temple. So I just got my fortune, I did a little ritual. It's not looking good, to be honest. I can't translate this exactly. I've tried putting it in a couple translate apps. One of them told me I shouldn't be worried about my thighs. I always knew I had a bit of a dump truck, so that was already sort of a thing that I was aware of. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Oh, there's a translation on the back. Slightly worried about this one in particular. I'm not too sure whether I'm supposed to have done something with this bad fortune, sort of tied it up or maybe burnt it. I think this is potentially the worst fortune I could have got. I'm not going to be making any progress. I'm riding a wave that's way too high for me, and marriage of any kind or new employment are both bad. I am now walking to where I'm actually staying. I left my bags somewhere in the train station, so I've got to go and get them. But it's all worked out okay in the end. So I'm wandering around Akihabara trying to find a Game Boy Color, and in doing so I've just wandered into a shop that was selling wall-to-wall, and I'm not exaggerating here, wall-to-wall used underwear. Oh my god, it's the most traumatic experience of my life. Quite embarrassing leaving an establishment such as that one. Got a few strange looks. Sorry, I should specify, they did sell other things too. There was a whole section dedicated to model railways for some reason. So it was half of the store full of used underwear, a whole wall just full of lewd videos, shall we say, and then a wall full of trains and buses, which just kind of begs the question for me, if the rest of the shop is themed around kind of not safe for work things, I guess I'm just wondering if the trains have been up people's arses. I guess that is what I'm wondering. Okay, so I think I've fumbled the bag a little bit on the Game Boy front. I couldn't find one for like less than sort of £100-ish, but I did manage to get something very exciting, guys. All of you anime watchers will be laughing yourselves silly at this one. It's Makoto Shinkai's newest film, Suzume. Woohoo! Now this is actually very exclusive because I believe it's only out in Japan. It's been out for like a year, but it's not on like any streaming services in the UK. You can't buy it in the UK. So this is worth an arm and a leg, in my opinion. So I guess my review of Akihabara would be, look, I get it. Anime is really cool. The whole area is just a little bit sexy for a young little boy like me. Although I've just found something very cool. Okay.
On day 3, me and my friend Miles, who's currently doing his master's degree abroad in Japan, decided to do a little bit of an impromptu Makoto Shinkai tour of Tokyo. For those who don't know, Makoto Shinkai is the director of the film Your Name. It's probably the most famous anime film ever made, possibly with the exception of Spirited Away or My Neighbor Totoro or something like that. But anyway, we started out in Shinjuku Gyoen Park, which is of course the setting of the film Garden of Words, everyone. We spent really quite a long time trying to find the exact gazebo that appears in the film, only to realise that it was in the very first place that we visited and we just missed it somehow. But anyway, we were absolutely gassed to find that. Shinjuku Gyoen Park was really beautiful in general. It's kind of insane to think this is just in the middle of Tokyo, like one of the biggest and busiest cities in the world. But anyway, with one famous anime destination ticked off the list, it was time to go find another one. And this time it was the stairs from Your Name. And yeah, I'm shameless enough to go and pretend that I'm Mitsuha. Just give me this one thing, alright? It's my dream to be an anime girl. No, that was really funny. I mean, these are literally just some steps on a street, but because of the film, there was loads of people there just trying to take the same photo. Anyway, and then once our like little weeb tour was done, we just went on a bit of a mad one. We just went all over Tokyo. We went back to the Sky Tree, saw it from up close. Then we went back to Sensoji so that Miles could show me how you actually tie up your bad fortune. And then we went all the way to Ginza, which is like the big sort of rich shopping district. Think of it like a little version of Milan inside of Tokyo. But to me, the most exciting thing in Ginza was of course the Pokemon Center.
What's your favourite Pokemon?
I really like Pikachu, he's my favourite. Oh my god. I think I love him. Is he sleeping or is he in a coma? Because I have not seen this guy open his eyes once. Piplup, it's gonna be okay. Oh god. Oh, that's nice. They've put little CPR markers in here for you. No, I can't lie. I'm very happy with my purchase from the Pokemon Center. Boys and women, it's been a bit of a stressful day for little old me. I found out this morning that the hotel I was supposed to be staying in was just like the most remote location I've ever seen. And what should have been a 3-hour journey was saying on Google Maps that it was going to be a 14-hour journey. And that's because the bus that I was supposed to get doesn't run on Sundays. And it's Sunday today. Hang on, I'm just going down some steps. Oh, so essentially I was kind of screwed.
I either paid over £200 at least for a taxi to get there, and then spent the rest of the week kind of umming and ahhing about this weird bus service, which, by the way, you have to book 24 hours in advance, so I wouldn't have even been able to get it if it was running. Or I could just change my hotel to the nearest city. Anyway, I'm in a place called Shim-Maebashi, so let's all just have a little fun time, shall we? Everyone remain calm, there is no need to worry. This is a love hotel. Oh, God.